Thank you for sharing that information with me. So just recap, make sure I understand you right. You're moving to Idaho here pretty soon, and you want a good pair of winter gloves. Well, I have a really good pair of gloves right here, and they're warm, they're light, and they're waterproof. So all very good features to have in a pair of gloves, especially going to Idaho. So these gloves are warm up to -20 degrees Fahrenheit, and that'll cover most daily regular experiences that you're going to have there in Idaho. Not everything. There's always going to be some weird extremes, but for a daily basis, these gloves will do you really well. We actually had a guy come in not too long ago, but he bought a pair of these gloves and he came back to tell us about it. And he was on a work crew up in Wyoming, right next to Idaho. He was there in the fall. He said it got down to about 12 degrees on a regular basis, and he really loved these gloves. They kept his hands warm during the whole time. They were an outdoor work crew, so they're actually camping outside, doing some work up in the mountains. And he said these gloves performed really well for him, kept his hands warm. So these gloves will keep your hands warm. They're also very light. You'll notice they're pretty thin, and just due to technology advances that we're able to keep the warmth and cut down on the size. So they're not big and bulky, and they're not going to get in the way very much. But what this gives you is a pair of gloves that you can carry around almost anywhere. You can even stick them in your back pocket if you want and just walk around. I keep a pair of these in my car at all times, just because I never know when I'm going to need them or when it's going to get cold. And they've done me really well. I've needed them when I least expected it, and there they were. So easy to pack around. Also, being very thin, they're versatile, so you can take them into even more extreme temperatures, such as going on backcountry trips, and you can layer gloves on top of them. So they're versatile in that way too. We had a guy come in looking for a pair for his wife because he really enjoys the outdoors, but he was on a backcountry ski trip and was able to layer up his gloves, and he loved it. His hands were toasty and happy, he said. So these gloves are very versatile, being thin as they are. Also, they're waterproof. My favorite part is that feature right there, because working in the snow, your hands are going to get wet. It's just inevitable. So being waterproof as they are, they will keep your hands warm even in a wet environment. So especially going to Idaho, you're going to have a lot of snow, and whether you're out just building snowmen, playing around, throwing snowballs, or working, these gloves will keep your hands warm even when it's wet. So they're good for that. I actually had an older gentleman come in looking to buy a pair as a gift for his son's birthday, because he was a big skier, an alpine skier, and he's always in the snow, and he enjoyed having his hands be warm despite all the time he's been in the snow, falling down, and all the storms he's been through. But very good pair of gloves for being waterproof. So wouldn't you say that these gloves would address the concerns that we have been talking